Hello everyone, my name is Jesse and this is the Auditorium. I react to video game music as a musician myself. And I'm pretty sure, the debut of Final Fantasy 1. I think people just call it Final Fantasy, I don't know. I'm pretty sure, I don't think I've heard anything from Final Fantasy 1, like I'm almost positive. But this is going to be requested by Wonderchef and Michal. The first song we're going to be hearing is just called Dungeon, and it's only a minute long, so I'm gonna have to hear it more than once. I'm assuming it's Nobuo Matsu. And the second song is Underwater Temple. Nice timing on that one. I'll explain in a bit. These are from the channels Dark Soul 0405 and Mayfly01. We're going to start off with Wonderchef's request of Dungeon. It's extremely vague. I actually don't know anything about the original Final Fantasy. The only thing that I've heard, like through the grapevine, is that it's a game that wasn't supposed to happen, and it was like their last ditch effort, thus the name. And then it became kind of like a, success story, and here we are still. So that's my assumption. So yeah. Anyways. Pretty sure it's my first time checking out. I'll let you know. I'll look at my channel later. This is Dungeon from Final Fantasy 1. I'm just going to say 1. Let's go. It's like 80% on the left side. Oh, this is straight Nintendo. Yeah. NES, huh? Is this a boot? Says Naboo. 1987? I'm gonna hear it again. It is quite short. Now, when it says dungeon, though, is that like it's just generic dungeon or like a specific dungeon? Does it sound like this in game where it's mixed like almost all left? I can hear some of it on the right, but not much. That's cool. Dun, 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 dun. It's nice to know that even back then, like, melody was a big thing for him. That's strong for that much limitation. That'll stick with you for life. Okay. So before we get into the other one, for those that have seen my channel, both recently and for a while, they know that they're probably going to guess what I'm about to say as far as what I think that sounds like. I'll give you 2 seconds to guess. But I will say that, just a very quick, brief history for those that don't know, the only things I had growing up as a kid were Sega Genesis, PlayStation 1, and a Game Boy Color that had Pokemon Yellow on it, and I spent many, many hours and days and months on Pokemon Yellow. And this is what it sounds like. It's like the first thing. It immediately sounds like that. But I'm gonna go into this weird thing with it. Now, mind you, according to this Google page, this was 1987. Which I don't even know if Final Fantasy dated back that far, but there we go. For some reason, I thought it started on the SNES, but it shows how much I know. And I know the Game Boy Color was like late 90s, like 98, 97, etc. So it's kind of bizarre, but even though there's that much time difference between both, the Game Boy Color, or the Game Boy, I guess, sound has the sound of the original NES. Now, I'm not sure if that's intentional or just like the straight limitation of this tiny little handheld at the time. But that makes me more interested because I haven't heard a lot of NES music, like Nintendo music. I haven't heard much Nintendo at all, but especially not the NES. So it makes me curious if like one of the main appeals of the Game Boy and handheld stuff is that it sounded, I know it sounds dumb, but like a handheld NES. You know what I mean? I figured it would sound more, I don't know, just not like that, you know? When I think of older Final Fantasy stuff, I guess my brain immediately goes to like the SNES. And there's only one song I remember from Final Fantasy 2. I don't remember the name of it. I could look it up right now. But it didn't sound like that. So my mind's kind of breaking at the moment because I'm like, huh, I'm learning a lot right now. Like, for example, like that didn't really sound like Nobuo Uematsu to me. I don't know what he's worked on prior to that or if this was his first gig or anything like that, but you know, that sound font is so, dare I say, hard to distinguish composers apart. It's like very limited, you know what I mean? I would never guess that's him. Maybe some of you out there can, but to me, that just sounded like, you know, Junichi from Pokemon. Which obviously I know Nobuo came first, but let me see. It's always weird YouTubing myself. I feel like I've heard like 2 songs or one. Okay, yeah, so I've heard Castle Pandemonium. There's another one too. Wasn't it like Theme of Love or something? I can't find it. Well, either way, let's look up when Final Fantasy 2 was around. Final Fantasy 2 II. 1988. Also on the NES. Huh. Now it's got me questioning everything, and maybe like when I heard that FF2 song, maybe it did sound like this, and maybe I said the same thing back then, who knows. That's the one weird thing about like, 1, not revisiting songs after I hear them, and 2, my brain in general. Because you guys have to understand, I can't retain every song that I hear. I hear so many that it's almost as soon as like I finish, I just pretty much forget about it completely, unless it really stuck with me somehow. But what I will say about this one before I move on to the Underwater Temple is that this actually had like a pretty cool melody, you know, like. But I think it's, again, that sound font. It's sort of defaults as being very melody heavy. You can't really focus on anything else. There's really no like percussion in that signal. There's just a lot of like bass frequencies and really strong, you know, lead tones. So it's like it's meant to stick out automatically. Dun, 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 dun. You know, that's cool. But very vague. It's called Dungeon. You know, I don't think there was really song names back then in video games. Probably, I don't know. But I could definitely see them just being called like what their location is or what there is. So let me know what Dungeon is referring to here. And also, have they used this song in future games? Or is it just stuck on Final Fantasy? It's weird though, like I'm very interested in this because this channel has a lot of Final Fantasy music on it, but this is the first time I dive all the way back to its roots. So, but we get to hear another song from it right now. And now this is funny because this is the Underwater Temple theme. Also short. I mean, I'm sure they're all short at this time of video game music. But I'm currently in the midst of doing a project involving water type themes, and this name actually came up, so it's kind of funny that I'm actually checking it out now. So, Underwater Temple theme from Final Fantasy. Is there any info on there? Nope. Damn, this has 1 comment since 2010. This is a deep cut video. All right, Underwater Temple theme. Oh, that's already sounds way different. Is this the official box art? Ooh. It sounds like PlayStation quality now. I'm confused. Ooh, the harp to go along with the... Oh, there's 3 instruments doing the melody. Harp strings. Sounds so intense. And this has percussion on it. I'm gonna hear this one again twice. Whoa. It's so dynamic. What the hell? It's like so different from the first one. Here, let's hear that again. That was cool. And the random percussion hits. This sounds like it could have been made way later. Like FF9 or something. Sounds like Memoria. Or Terra. See, this sounds like him. I'm assuming this is not the original that's in the game. So many questions. It was cool though. It sounds kind of like waves too in the background. Let me listen to like 20 seconds of this first one again. Oh, I saw some comments saying something. Those are both really like iconic melodies in both these songs. So I'm reading this thing here and I got immediately sad because it says right here, includes 84-page Explorer's Handbook, Game World, and Dungeon Maps, plus full-color monster chart. Dude, rest in peace to booklets and stuff inside of games. What the hell happened? It is literally now just a flimsy piece of paper with like, you know, legal information and maybe like a DLC code or some whatever. It's lost all of its identity, dude. Books were so cool, whether they were black and white or color, like, and they had this end section where you could write your notes. It makes me sad, like so much content right there. Anyways, so I scrolled down looking for more information in the description, but I actually saw some comments saying that this is Marsh Cavern or Marsh Cave, and a couple people are saying that. So I guess dungeon is actually Marsh Cave. Maybe I should label it that. Either way, something's going on here because I just mentioned the one we just heard, the little dungeon, Marsh Cave, whatever. sounds extremely, 8-bit beeps boops chip tune, and where this one sounds more like CD quality. Like I could totally hear that in like FF8, FF9 type of thing. So what's that about? Is this one that I heard, this Underwater Temple, is this like a remix, or when was this uploaded? This is 2010. Either way, whatever the case may be, pretty interesting first experience with Final Fantasy 1. Two really strong melodies on both, yet two completely different sounds. Pretty interesting. And I will mention that I'm currently, like I said, I'm currently making something for water-themed music, because I've always been a huge fan of like aquatic type sounds, and I was looking out for some of those patterns, and I'll just say, without spoiling much, is that this definitely fits that bill. It's got the wave sound, it's got this aura of floatiness, and I asked if this was the main art, because all of FF cover that I've seen looks like this with the whole white background and whatever that is. So let me know. I have a lot of questions, but I'll let you guys answer what what I just heard. But those are really cool, both of them. Underwater temple theme and dungeon / marsh cave, marsh cavern. Let me know. 1987. I wonder if some of you were even live in 1987. Well, actually, I take that back. YouTube tells me that my analytics that people are like millennials. So yeah, you were alive. But if you weren't, let me know. Okay, cool. So thank you, Wonderchef and Michael, for those requests. Those were both really, really good. I was actually expecting, for some reason, kind of like lower quality out of the first one, because it's like the first one. It's always like everything's first project sounds kind of crappy, but that was pretty good. Thank you to all my patrons that you see here on the screen. I cannot be here without them. Thank you to my platinum members as well. Thanks to you for watching. My name is Jesse. Peace.